Now, you worked for this administration, and so, I mean, to some degree, you worked for this president, you worked for this man. Given how badly it all went, both for you personally and the attacks that you've had to face, and also in terms of what happened to the country up to and in some ways culminating in the events of January 6th, does that make you feel conflicted? And if so, how? About the time that you spent personally in the White House?
I don't have any problem whatsoever with what I did and the decision that I made in going into the White House or the administration, the National Security Council back in 2017. I did this purely on the basis of trying to do something on national security as a result of the Russian interference in the election in 2016. And behind the scenes, that's what I focused my attention on. I didn't play political games with anyone. I was in charge of Europe and Russia and the National Security Council. And I have, complete confidence that at no time did I subvert my own principles. Now, in terms of my personal views about Trump, and about kind of serving the man himself, plenty of people have said that to me, kind of how could you, or are you now not being disloyal? I took an oath to the country. First of all, I took an oath of citizenship. I'm a naturalised US citizen, so I've taken an oath twice. And I also served the country previously as National Intelligence Officer for Russia and Eurasia at the National Intelligence Council.
Absolutely.
So unlike, kind of people who are born here, I've actually taken an oath to serve the country and to be a good citizen and to step up and to give something back. And again, I did that the second time when I went into there. I went in there with eyes wide open. I'd been properly warned. And I was attentive to what was going on there. And I made sure, at all points that I reported up my chain of command to others about what was going on. And that I either tackled this head on, and as many people know, when I was asked to step up as a fact witness in the first impeachment trial, when I was subpoenaed to do so, I did so. And as I told the committee last month, I refuse to be part of an effort to legitimise an alternate narrative that the Ukrainian government is a US adversary and that Ukraine, not Russia, attacked us in 2016. I told the truth, and I have put up with an awful lot of attacks, defamation against me and my character, and that's fine because that comes with the territory, unfortunately, it seems these days, of public service and of being in the national spotlight. And, in the words of George Orwell, which I've quoted before, in a time, of universal deceit, telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act. And I mean, that's, kind of basically the business that I and you and, others are into and should be into, which is telling the truth. I was always upfront, and I did give myself, in the knowledge that this was going to be a very difficult assignment, a time limit. So I left in the summer in July of 2019. I left 1 week before the fateful phone call between President Trump and President Zelensky of Ukraine.
Yeah.
And it was already obvious by that point that I was already straying into that territory that I had been worried about, of, kind of a time when I would have to make a really difficult decision about how to continue given the direction that the presidency was going in. But I thought it was extraordinarily important to step up when something was happening. The country was under attack from the outside, of assault and intervention in our democracy. And, we needed all hands on deck to do something. And there were an incredible number of people, both political appointees and non-partisan experts, who were all trying to do something behind the scenes. So I've no regret about that whatsoever. But, of course, I have a lot of conflicted feelings since then about what is happening and, what my own role should be. And, I've chosen to speak out, not just, by writing a book that, lays out, some of my experiences within the government, but to continue to speak out about these issues. Because, as you refer to that platform, I never expected to be in that position. But I think it's very important for people to stand up there, be counted and speak out and, basically tell people how things are. I have a unique experience of having been in there and seen it, and being able to then speak with authenticity and first-hand experience of what I saw.